Saturday at 5:30, which is our weekly live event. So you can ask us questions. We can show you everything that we've been working on. And it is just a little weekly hangout. And for everybody that's new, I want to welcome you guys to that. And we usually start out here in the office. Not a whole lot's changed, but we did, I hung up some of our posters. So I figured I'd show you those, just things in the office. I guess things in the shop are always changing. But we've got our Cornfield Customs MGA poster. I got that framed and hung up, and our Speed Week 2023 or 2025 poster hung up. So excited to have those up. The posters turned out really good. I'm really happy with those. The paper actually came out thicker than usual.
Oh, awesome.
Usually they just are what they are, but this time I guess they had demands for thicker paper, so it's actually a really nice thick cardstock. So that's nice. Oh, and while I'm over here,
Hey, let us know if you're here too.
yeah, let us know.
Oh, we got a couple people.
Our official Suck It Steve stickers came in.
Second.
You zoom in on it, or
Trying to.
might have to tap the screen.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So our Suck It Steve stickers came in a little bit smaller than I was projecting, but not too bad.
Not postage stamp. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, and we currently have a sale on these because they're limited edition. So if you go to the web store and buy a poster or a T-shirt, I think hats are on there too. I'd have to double check, but you get a free sticker. You just have to make sure to add this to your cart. It'll be $2, and then when you check out, it will take it off because it's a limited edition.
Oh, did you inventory them?
I did inventory them.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
So Bobby Cole is here.
Yeah, welcome. So yeah, just to finish that up, if you want a free sticker, you can grab a T-shirt and get a free sticker, or you can just purchase the stickers individually.
Yeah.
So we have.
JRE is here. Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, welcome, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Dennis. He said he liked the video on hammers and dollies.
Thank you. We're gonna try. This week's gonna be busy. I have a class tomorrow night, Saturday, and Sunday. I want to do a video on the Linux and some of that tooling, but to be able to get that out Monday, we're just gonna have to see how things go.
Yeah. Restoration Revival's here. He says good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Gary Donnelly said hi.
Yeah.
And he said, are we a day late? I guess, because for him it's Friday, so.
Yeah,
Happy
being in
Friday.
being in Australia,
I know,
or in that hemisphere, I guess.
yeah, we need to, the lighting's not great.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, while I was here, we got some fan art that I've had for a while.
Oh, yeah, this is cool.
I got that framed, so that's a hand-drawn image of the Red Roadster. So I finally got it framed and hung up, and then a bunch of little,
Yeah, like the,
the side spin. I got that framed and hung up, and then I don't know if you'll be able to see it with the light.
I know.
But that's one of my favorite pictures from Bonneville this year, with me leaning up against the Lyme disease MGA at the big end after a run. And then Church of Speed, he got the entire spin in process, shot by shot. So it's actually 15 shots, but I couldn't get a 15 framed, what is that, 4x6? Yeah, 4x6. I couldn't get the frame to have them all, so I took the best to show the progression of the 193 mile an hour spin. So I framed that and got it hung up.
hey, Gabe.
Yep. Welcome, Gabe. And Gabe is officially a moderator on our Discord server. So if you guys want to sign up at our Patreon, that gets you access to our Discord server. So it's kind of like a private chat room where you guys can hang out, talk amongst yourself. I'll be there, Jamie will be there, ask questions. And then we have a designated Q&A section to where you can post pictures and everybody in the community and myself can help you with your questions and answers.
Now, Jerry said, I tried watching one of the videos but gave up because he doesn't speak the language, so I'm not sure. Is this coming through fine? And I don't know. And then Restoration Revival said, I had to stop watching his Cletus McFarlane video for us.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the video that may have been in the wrong language, that might have been the one that was in German for like an hour.
Try again, because you pulled it down and re-put it back up, right?
And I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It did something similar last week when I uploaded the Hammer and Dolly video. It only uploaded like 5 minutes or 58 seconds, and it was at the very end of the video. So somebody had commented on it in the members section, and said something like they'd like to see my go-to, and I'm like, wait, that's in this video, and then I noticed it was a mess. So that's 2 weeks in a row that things have been uploaded weird. So yeah, if it was the one where it was in German, go back and watch it because I took it down and made sure it's in English this time.
Andrew Baker said he loves this shirt. Do you have them in stock? I can't remember.
Which one of the T&W?
Yeah.
Yep, we have T&Ws in stock.
Yeah, and you could get a Suck It Steve sticker while you're at it.
Yep, so we have them in small black, medium black and white, large in white, extra large in black, and 2X in black. So we have all of that in stock.
Cool.
Yep. So, and you get a free, like Jamie said, a free Suck It Steve sticker.
Outshine Copper's here. Hey, guys.
Yep. Welcome.
Do you want to go into the shop?
Yeah, we can go. Ooh, and another thing.
Ooh.
Ooh. So this used to be just a U.S. map. And I started this in 2016 when I bought this building, and we started getting visitors. And
Turn
sorry. Sorry, I was just looking at the map.
The map.
So I started it in 2016, and every time a visitor comes, they can pin on the map. So it was U.S. only, and we started getting people from other countries. And I just felt bad that we didn't have a place for them. So I finally ordered a world map. And the only bad thing is the U.S. is really small. So with this space, I'm thinking about getting a U.S. map that would fit right here. And
yeah,
sorry.
so then you can pull it out.
So then, yeah, if somebody wants to pin the U.S. map, they can because it's so small there. And Jim's here an hour early.
Okay, well.
Yeah, half hour early. So on that note, we're going to have a little bit shorter of an episode this week because I'm trying to get back into going to the Cincinnati Bonsai Society meetings. And tonight is their white elephant event, so I can go down and buy plants and trees and stuff. So tonight's going to be a little bit shorter, and a guy that's going with us is here early. So we're supposed to be at 6:15, and he's just slightly early.
We have a couple comments, but I might need a microfiber because this is a little fuzzy. And I don't know if it's the camera or if it's the light. But give us a second, guys. We're just going to wipe it off so it looks better for you, hopefully. But
Better?
yes, much better. Dalton said he watched the Mack truck fender video and got the panel fitting up a lot better. Thanks again, Mike. So
Yep, no
awesome.
problem. Glad it was helpful.
Okay, perfect. And Jerry said this one is just fine. So he must have found the new video that's not in German, so that's good.
Good.
Gabe said, great video on hammer and dollies. When you polish them, what's your process?
We'll do that in a future video, but it's pretty simple. I just go over it by hand with a Scotch-Brite and then work up on a hard buffing wheel. I use black rouge and then a green rouge to finish.
Yeah, and then Gabe wants to know if I ever drive the GT40. Do you want to answer that or do you
Jamie can't drive a manual, so no.
Yeah, and even if I could, I probably wouldn't because, it's a little stressful for me, but not
Jamie's
my
thing.
Yeah. Jerry said, sounds like you need a day off, which
Kind of.
which will probably be the 16-hour flight on the airplane.
Yeah, because that's, so like if you guys were here last week, we talked about all the different additions that got added to our work list. So if you remember last week, the majority of this was not crossed off yet. So since last week, I got this set of frame rails bent, which were the Mustang kit and a truck rail. And then I got some dropped off parts from Gene done. I did a 33, 34, 5-window roof insert. I did all the IndyCar parts, including the nose repair. And then I finished up the exhaust tips, got those delivered. I did a Model A roof insert, a handful of 45-degree bends. I did Ron Kemp's rails, Trent's rails, and then I bent this X-member today. And then I have 15 more sets of frame rails I have to bend.
Yeah.
So that's next week. So getting lots of stuff checked off and all this stuff shipped out. So today has been a busy day of running around shipping stuff.
Yeah. And SJR1 Productions says, good afternoon. Are you going to tell them, like?
Yep, I'm going to you guys can ask questions or
Yeah, keep
whatever.
asking
I'm going to
questions.
text Jim and just say we're finishing up or we're still doing the live.
Yeah. Or if you guys want me to show you anything in the shop while Mike's distracted, I can take you wherever you want to go. If you want to look at any of the hammers or the mandrel bender or any of the cars, let me know. Because he's boring. So.
YouTube live until citrus.
Show the
All
big
right, so that's
hammer.
done. That should be under control. Yep, and I'm today, like with shipping a bunch of stuff, because I packaged up both roof inserts, and I think I did 5 boxes of tubing components that I shipped. So as I'm doing that, I'm trying to clean up, because like I said, I have a metal shaping class this weekend.
Yeah.
So we're trying to clean up as I go.
JRE Productions wants to see the Mustang, so
Yep.
we will do a little. Oh, another vote for the Mustang.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to work on it in a couple weeks. It was on my list for next week. We just have to see how long it takes to get all of those 15 sets of frame rails done. I'm hoping I can get them started tomorrow and maybe get them knocked out on Monday. That would be great, and then I can get back to normally scheduled work.
Yeah, let me know if you want to see anything specific. Yeah, because we could show, like, we showed that a couple times ago,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
that was your last.
Yeah, the wheel
Add,
well
right?
extensions on the bottom from where we moved everything around and mini tubbed it a little bit. Yeah, and on the...
Do you have to do that to the backside too?
No.
Okay.
No, that stays there. The trunk drop comes down on the inside and across.
So Andrew wants to see the engine bay, so I might need your help for that. Sign short.
Yep, I mean, I can open it. So luckily you're on that little stick.
Yeah. Ooh, hold on.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a Boss 429 and just modified, somewhat original panels.
Can I go up from the underside then?
I don't know how much you'll see in there.
Not a ton.
Yeah.
But I was like, then maybe show the panels too. Is that helpful, kind of? Are you doing the firewall on the Mustang?
Yep, I'm gonna do the firewall and the floor. So kind of what I'm doing is I'm working it from the back forward because I got the fuel tank mounted, I'm doing the trunk drops, the wheel wells, and as I get all of that stuff done, I will migrate my way forward. So the firewall will be one of the last big panels I have to make.
Do you have anything specific planned for the firewall, or?
No, just to look somewhat stockish.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want anything super elaborate or crazy looking. So we're going to just make it look Ford-ish. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be clean, simple. It's not going to have all the access holes and screws and that style heater box, or like a factory style heater box opening. But we'll make it look somewhat factory.
Yeah. Cool. Jerry said they're going to be at body work and starting to restore at 64 and a half. So, so you have changed the front suspension?
Yes, it's got a full tube chassis in it, which you can see. This was the first project I did with the mandrel bender. So I designed the chassis, and it's a full tube chassis, and then it's a Mustang 2 style control arm and upright, just to make it a little bit better. So it's coilovers front and rear, triangulated 4-link. Here you can see more of the tube work in the. It's got a T56 Magnum 6-speed transmission in it.
Andrew said it looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And then just this structure, the 1x1 that you saw in the picture, that's just, yeah, this stuff is just temporary structure for when I took out the bottom of the A-post and aprons and stuff to help support the windshield frame. So that's just all temporary.
That's awesome. So into the Boss 429 as a unicorn.
Yep, so lots going on. And you can show the rear suspension. Like I said, it's a triangulated 4-link with coilovers, so everything's really adjustable. I wouldn't say infinitely, but we can fine tune it a little bit to get the ride height really dialed in and make it sit right and ride really well.
It is kind of nice being in the, like, how it's set up, that I can show almost everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Any other questions on the Mustang?
Yeah. And then on the Indy car, we went ahead and got the engine and transmission ordered. So it's a 1.8 liter Mazda Miata engine. I think we're gonna go with 4 individual throttle bodies and a Haltech ECU to do engine management, and it'll have a 5-speed. So hopefully in a couple weeks that will be here right before I leave for Australia.
Metal Art Custom says, hey, Mike, long time.
Yeah, welcome.
And then Jerry wants to know, is this for racing or a daily driver? I'm assuming the Mustang.
The Mustang, it's just a cruiser. Like he's not going to race it. He's not really going to show it. He just
Like dream car kind of
yeah,
thing?
yeah. He wants like a factory prototype kind of style to it, but he wants to take all of his favorite years and details that he's seen
Yeah.
on the early cars and make it into one.
Yeah. What's the gear off of in the thumbnail?
I don't know which gear.
No, I'm trying to think of which one you have.
Well, the thumbnail is the back. It's with the GT and, like I said, I don't know which gear, but the Mustang's in it, the GT's in it, the Hanchard Special's in it, because it was taken, we won't go all the way back, but it's kind of taken from this angle facing back.
Or I was thinking the wheels and
No,
tire.
that's not in that picture,
Oh, okay.
because I
Have to
took it on
look.
this phone, not the media phone. So
And Gary said he's surprised that you never taught me to drive a standard. He
we've
has,
tried. Yeah, I don't
but
see any gear in there because that's our thumbnail for this video.
I'm not sure.
Yep, I don't know.
We've tried, but we also want to try to stay married, I think. So
Yeah.
it's,
I don't have a whole lot of patience when it comes to that kind of stuff.
and I'm also the kind of person that if I'm not good at something immediately, I
You shut down and get really
get
aggravated.
aggravated.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Yep.
Martin Miller said he's in Ontario, Canada.
Nice.
Love the Hammer and Dolly videos.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And we've got, I left these out. I didn't package them up yet. So this is a transmission cross member that I bent up for a client today. It's at a 2x4 120. And then these are going to be Volkswagen Thing bumpers. So I think, I don't remember which one's the front and which one's the back, but this is 2x3 120 wall. And been going to ship these out to the client. He might be watching. But yeah, so custom bumpers for Volkswagen Thing. And then these are the custom truck rails I've been up, so I got to get them wiped down and strapped to a pallet. And then if Jamie turns around, there's part of a Mustang frame kit here. So here's the front rails, there's the outriggers, here's the back rails. I just laid them here to get them out of the way. So there's the back rails. Got to get them all cleaned up and strapped down and headed out probably tomorrow or Monday.
Gary says he understands, not teaching me, and then, well, trying to teach me. Then Dennis said he knows you got a lot on your plate, but any thoughts on when you're getting back to the trailer that broke the internet?
We'll
Good
see how
question.
things go.
Yeah.
I can't make any promises because everything, the busier we get, the busier we get. Like we were just talking about that earlier. It's crazy just how busy everything is right now. Like I don't even know when I'll have time to start working on the race cars, prepping for next season. And to me, that's pretty important. It might not even be January, February till I get on those cars. And then it's going to be a mad dash to start prepping them to go to El Mirage in May. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Someone said the bumpers are heavier than the car for the thing.
Probably.
I'm sure. Nathan Price said hi. Tom said, sorry, the gear/flywheel by the gas pump in the office. Yeah, well, we can go. Do you want to go and look at?
Yeah, we can go up there.
Yeah.
So it was, I'm actually going to grab a tub of towels to get some of that bending lubricant off my hands.
And we'll do this question real quick while we walk and talk. But Andrew Baker said, do you offer certain types of frame rails, or will you do frame rails for about anything?
Both.
Yeah.
So I will do frame rails for anything within reason. As long as it's a bendable profile, I'll do it. We get into a lot of stuff like 70s and 80s Chevys and Fords where the frame will be hard way bent, and then you get to the firewall and it'll bend up and in at the exact same spot. I have to have an 8-inch straight section between each start and stop of the bend. So when it gets to that, we have to either leave those bends off or find a better solution.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you get me sketches and I can bend it, I don't care. I mean, it could be for a Honda Civic that you're building something wild out of. I mean, I do architectural bending, I do farm equipment, I've done headache racks. To me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then Todd said he watched the hammer and dolly video and said the shrinking hammer is junk.
Yep.
So is a hand dolly that's supposedly shrinking only would also be junk?
Yes, if it's a shrinking dolly that looks like the hammer. They do make a shrinking dolly. It's called a donut dolly. It's got if you imagine a standard dolly, and it's got like a low spot, like a shrinking stump. Those you can actually shrink with because it's the same thing as stump shrinking. You're gathering it in that pocket. That is the exception. But the ones you see with the serrated pattern on it, they don't work. All it does is scar up the material.
Now we'll look at the gear.
Yeah. Yeah, so this gear, it's actually the plug or to cast it. So it's made out of wood, and I don't know really what it was off of, but I got it at the Hershey swap meet. So if you get over here and zoom in on it, you can see the wood grain of it. And it's got like a model number tag down here nailed to it.
No, I don't. Will you put your flashlight on that? Maybe. It's dark. There we go.
Yeah. So you can see it's just an old mold. But I thought it was cool, and like my plan with this, when I got it, is I want to find a really cool cast iron metal base that kind of is close to this. And then I want to turn this into a table and get like a nice piece of round glass cut. And I think that'd be a really cool table.
And same with that one too, right?
Yeah.
It's a plug.
Yeah, this one is like off of a bulldozer. Yeah, but it's just the mold.
Yeah, just thought they were cool.
Yep.
That's the problem, is you just think stuff's cool, so you
I acquire it.
You acquire
and, yeah, I collect junk.
exactly. Someone else said thanks for the lifey. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Todd
welcome
said,
back.
Oh yeah, we answered that one.
See, we don't get stuck in the dark corner.
I know. Outshine Copper said, any recommendations for improving feeding TIG filler rod?
Just practice.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, you just have to practice and find out what works best for you. Yeah, because I mean, when I went to vocational school, that was part of the thing, is you just had to sit there and feed filler rod. And like, I still suck at feeding it with my thumb. It just sucks. So, unfortunately, there's not a good answer to that one.
Yeah. Like I said, that gear's awesome. Dennis wants to know, do you play the guitar?
I used to. I haven't played the guitar since I think we've been married.
I know. Did you have one on the wall?
I have two on the wall up there.
I'm like, I thought you had some on the walls. That's
Yeah.
probably because Dennis notices everything.
Yeah.
And that always makes me think of like a jail
Yeah, well, that was the thing.
outfit.
I did, it was at the Piston Power Show, and I forget what they call it. Can you read it on there?
I can't.
It was called the Dirty Dozen at the Hot Rod Asylum. So they did, that's like a drag racing jacket, and they did it in a pattern to look like an old prison uniform, since it was the Hot Rod Asylum.
Or like,
So,
yeah.
so I thought that was pretty cool. So I hung that one up. I've actually got another one for a different year, because that year, I can't even see the year on it. That was the year that we took the Mingus Coupe, and it is,
Try it somewhere.
yeah, so it's displayed up there when it was in Old School Rods. So that was the year we debuted it at Piston Power Show, that we got the black and white striped one. And then if you stay here, I'll grab it.
Yeah, the picture, I can't zoom very well. I don't think.
And then they
Oh,
did,
there you go.
since it's in Cleveland, they did the orange and brown. It's dirty from laying around. But this was 2023 when we took the red Roadster. So I'll refrain from using the car's technical term on our live.
Yeah.
The salt tea.
Yeah, Kevin said cool junk. And Dennis said Elvis called house rock, LOL. Jerry said, could you build something to feed the filler rod? Kind of like a chalking gun, only a lot smaller?
They make, it looks like an ink pen with a roller in it. You can do that, but then that's one more thing that you're depending on and that could potentially break. And I've seen guys like, it's like a loop that goes around this finger, comes over and loops this way, and then ring around that. So you hold it between your pointer finger and your pinky finger, and the rod slides through it, and you can feed it. But again, I think all of those are crutches. You're going to be dependent on that, and then that's one more thing you can get shocked through or lose. So it's better just to practice. Like if you're sitting at home watching, if you're watching YouTube, have a piece of filler rod in your hand and just practice feeding it. Practice left and right. You know, get to the point where you don't have to think about feeding it, and that'll make life a lot easier.
Yeah. I'll go back out to the shop. You just get glare on your glasses a little bit.
Sure, it makes me look way cooler. Yep, so if you've got any other questions, because again, this one is going to be a little bit shorter than normal, just because we're going to go, like I said, to the Cincinnati Bonsai Society's White Elephant Sale, because this winter I'm going to try to get back to going to those monthly meetings.
That's good for you to have a hobby that's not car
Not car-related.
And a hobby.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you guys this too. At first, after a little bit, they're like, him and his buddy were like, "Yeah, let's sell these," and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, we're not going into the nursery business.
I can't do another business.
Yeah.
Sorry, only got capacity for this, barely.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yep, so if you've got questions, get those in. And like I said, we've got stuff coming up on our Patreon. We have 2 tiers on our Patreon. They get you different accesses on our Discord server where you can go on and chat with one another. I wanted something that's kind of like Facebook but less a cesspool, so like-minded people can get together and have discussions, and you don't have all the spam and the politics and the ads. And we're going to bring the podcast back, so the upper tier, that will get you access to the podcast. I don't know if we'll get an episode out before I go to Australia, but if not, as soon as I get back, we'll get on that.
Yeah. Andrew said you should make your own bonsai trimmers.
Oh, no, I don't have enough. I don't have enough time or effort for that.
Yeah, and there's some that you like.
Yeah, like not that you guys care about tree stuff, but I use all the company's called American Bonsai. I use all of their stainless steel tools. And
where are they out of?
They're out of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their soil, and I like all their snips and shears and saws. So I like their stuff a lot.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So what questions you guys have? Because I've already showed you everything I've been working on. So.
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. I've been running around like a crazy person for not doing nothing.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you go to Hershey often?
I haven't gone to Hershey in a long time. You went with me the last time?
Yeah, it's been probably 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I think it was like 22 was the last time we went.
It was when we went to Trog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably about when it was. The last couple times I've been to Hershey, everything that I wanted was so overpriced, and then there really wasn't that much stuff I wanted. So an 8-hour drive is a lot to go in hopes of just spending money I probably shouldn't be spending when I should probably be here working because I'm always so far behind.
Yeah. I feel like it's more of a time thing anymore, really.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you weren't finding anything really
Is your
worth
microphone still on?
It. It is.
Okay, the light on the other side has
Okay.
gone off. So.
What's a fun bonsai fact that someone outside the hobby would not know? That's a good question.
I mean, there's so much. Most people think bonsai tree is a species of a tree, which it is not.
Yeah.
It's actually means tree in pot. And it's not bonsai, it's bonsai, so that's an interesting fact.
I will always pronounce it wrong. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna...
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little factoids about it that
Yeah. They're not all indoor plants, right?
none of them are indoor plants.
Right.
Yeah, they are outside toys.
Outside toys.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and it's not about stunting the tree, it's about controlled growth, because everybody thinks you want to stunt it, make it really little, but you want it to grow as much as humanly possible so you can guide it into the direction you want it to go as fast as you can. They can be very expensive.
Yeah.
And
Because they can be really old.
yeah, I mean, I think one that I've got is probably close to 100. That
Yeah.
willow leaf ficus is probably close to 100 years old.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Jerry said, just like to watch you do your stuff.
Thank you, I appreciate
Nathan
it.
Price said, how did you come up with the shrinking disc?
So the shrinking disc, I was using Sun Chaser disc from Ken Sakamoto, which he got from, his last name's Knight. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. I think it's not Chris Knight. Can't remember. He had a shop in Southern California, but his last name was Knight. And Ken Sakamoto started making those discs, and Ken didn't want to sell me discs. I don't know why. And it got really hard to get them through other suppliers. And I damaged a disc and I couldn't get one. So I took my damaged disc and had a tool and die maker make the tooling to stamp my own dies. And I was doing that for 5 or 6 years. I had no interest in selling them, and then people started blowing me up, you know, not demanding, but really encouraging me to sell them because they couldn't get them anymore. And
Did you end up modifying them a bit too?
yeah, they're modified a little bit. Yeah, so I mean, the pattern's a little bit different. We tweaked it into what I like. But that was the same thing as, you know, Ken didn't invent the serrated style disc. There's companies in Australia and Germany that make them. But
So no such thing as a new idea, really.
yeah, no such thing as a new idea. But I saw the need and filled the need just because people were having a really hard time sourcing them. So that's kind of how they came about coming from here.
Andrew wanted to know, is rust repair a good way to start sheet metal work?
Yes and no. It just depends. Getting out and shaping sheet metal is the best way to get into sheet metal work.
Yeah.
Whether it be rust repair, or you're into sculpture, or you just want to see how metal moves. As long as you're out there moving metal, you're going to be learning, and that's what it takes to get into it.
When you're hammering out a weld, could you describe how to go about making the dark line around the weld disappear?
The dark line is the heat affected zone, or the haze, is not going to disappear because those colors are technically from pretty much corrosion, and that's what that discoloration is, and just the heat moving through the panel. It's not going to go away unless you sand it off, even if you use just a Scotch-Brite pad.
Okay.
Yeah, like just hammering and dolling it out is not going to get that to go away.
Yeah. Dennis wants to know, he's planning on going to the fall Carlisle swap meet. Never been to Hershey, but he's been to Hershey Park. Yeah, then you've been, it's right there.
Yeah, the Hershey swap meet is just earlier stuff. I actually had a guy message me probably 30 minutes ago wanting a set of frame rails delivered to the Carlisle swap meet, but I don't know anybody that could haul frame rails going that way.
Yeah. Gabe wants to know, how many trees do you have now?
I had a few die. Last season we had about 100 bonsai trees. This season I don't know, because I had a handful of them die. They didn't wake up after winter.
It's not my fault.
It's not Jamie's fault. It's just life. But yeah, I mean, I probably still have about 60, 70 trees.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a good amount.
Yep.
And we'll have to make room. Well, there's room in the garage, so that's the other piece. Like, you move them. They're outside at our house right now, and then you'll put them in the garage.
Well, yeah, they go into the greenhouse first for a couple months, and then they go into the garage to overwinter. So that way they can go to sleep. They can't be awake. Like, trees have a dormant cycle in the wintertime, and they can't be awake all the time. They need that rejuvenative sleep. So they go to sleep for about 2 months.
Yeah, our garage at our house, ironically, is actually small and is not heated or climate controlled, because we have this. Yeah. So that way they get cold.
Yeah, because once they get below a certain temperature, they go dormant and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
Just like in nature, we have to treat them like they're real trees, so they have to go to sleep, just like our native species here. You know, all the deciduous trees lose all their leaves and they go to sleep for a couple months.
Yeah. Kirk Palace wants to know, are you going to do a how-to video on making a shrinking disc?
We could, but it's not going to be very exciting. I've posted up some shorts. I can show you real quick. It's not
like stamping?
Yeah, it's just stamping them out. So I've got 2 stamping dies. So this one puts the serrations in. So I get our blanks laser cut, drops in there, put the top on it, put it in our 50-ton press, stamp it, and then from there it goes into the second die, which puts the recess for the nut. So it's not a very exciting video.
Squish a lot of things.
Yeah, you just drop it in there. I spray it with WD-40 just to help lubricate it a little bit, stamp it, pull it apart, stamp it again.
Yeah, right behind you.
Yep, right there. There are videos up of doing it. It's just not a super in-depth process because it's not that deep of a process.
Yeah. Gabe said he would like to see the bonsais sometime. We
Yeah.
can maybe do that.
Maybe
And
do that,
then
yeah.
Todd wants to know, isn't that why you prune in the winter, because the trees stop growing?
Well, you don't always prune in the winter. You can hard cut in the winter. So you can cut all the branches off and pretty much chop it down to a stump if you want. Usually I'll do a spring prune, a summer prune, and a winter prune. But you just have to make sure that the species you're working on at the time can handle that and that you don't over prune.
Yeah.
So it's just maintenance pruning throughout the year.
Yeah. And then our boxwoods at the house
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, in our actual landscape.
In our actual landscaping. But
Yeah.
we have boxwood bonsais that are fine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. But
Yeah.
okay.
All right,
Any
so
last minute questions?
yeah, last minute questions. We're going to wrap this up because we have to be downtown Cincinnati by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we have to get ready to hit the road. So get those last minute questions in. While you get those typed in, don't forget to check out some of our other great videos. Drop us some comments. Share with friends because we're really working on growing this channel. I think me and Jamie have good chemistry, so we're working on getting these videos to be better and better for you guys. If you're interested in supporting the channel more, head over to Patreon. I think it's patreon.com/cornfieldcustoms. Check that out, see what we're offering. Make sure to like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which I don't use a whole lot, but I'm working on. So we're all over the place. If you want a free Suck It Steve sticker, make sure to go to the web store, add that to your cart, and then pick out a t-shirt or a poster, and the sticker becomes free at the end, or you can just purchase the stickers for $2 a piece. But they are limited edition. I just thought it was pretty funny. And we're working on maybe some other limited edition stickers in the future.
So Todd Englert said, dude, I've got to say, you're a pretty sharp cat.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Dennis said, what's for dinner? Dennis, I think it might be like a drive-through kind of night.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually kind of rooting for Taco Bell. So I'm a cheap date. And then someone asked me, how do I like the ambulance camper? They told their wife about it. I like it.
Yeah.
I drove it.
I think you like it more than you liked our bigger motorhome.
Yeah, because to me, well, first of all, the bigger motorhome, we didn't use a lot of the space. But the ambulance, I also feel like since it's smaller, it's easier to maneuver and get around places, and I feel like some of the anxiety of like driving and being afraid of a certain road or getting stuck somewhere is a little bit less for sure. So Andrew said, sure, ordered. Thanks for another live stream. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
A restoration revival, I agree with. He said it's good to have a hobby other than cars.
Yeah,
cars
that's hard for me.
Yeah, he said cars were his hobby and turned into a business, and exactly the same.
Yeah.
Got some thanks, and they enjoy us in the lives. Thanks. If you're just starting out with sheet metal on a limited budget, what's the first tool you buy beyond a hand tool? A wheel, bead roller, planishing hammer, etc., to get the most bang for your buck?
I think most people's natural progression is to get a bead roller, like just a powered unit. It doesn't have to be like my yellow one. You could be like one of the Mittler Brothers or the Bailey blue ones. And then they seem to go from a wheel and then a quality planishing hammer. That just seems the natural progression of a lot of people I've talked to. And you don't have to like buy the, I hate to say the most expensive, but the highest quality tool you can within your budget. Like if your budget is $5,000, don't buy a $500 tool unless it's a high quality tool. Get the best quality tool that's within your budget, because if not, you're going to buy a cheap tool that you're going to have to replace later on, and then you're just wasting money. Buy once, cry once kind of thing.
Yeah. Nathan said, very sharp and humble. Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Gabe said, have a good night, and hopefully the Bonsai Club is good. Well, luckily it's not a meeting. We're just shopping, which is why I'm like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Gary said, best way to begin learning to work on sheet metal with basic tools. I guess what's the best way?
Yeah, I mean, again, like if you've got a project you're working on, just get a good hammer and dolly set and try to fix what's there. Yeah. It's going to teach you how the metal moves. If you don't have a project, just get you a piece of sheet metal and put a dent in it and start working it out and see how the metal moves. You could take a bunch of classes, you could read a bunch of books and watch videos, but until you put that into real practice, it's not going to do anything. I learn way better by making a mistake or trying to fix a problem and just seeing how things react to the actions I put in, and just kind of store those away of, if I do this, this is the reaction the panel gives me.
Yeah, smart. Awesome, thanks. And Dennis said his budget is low too. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, that's it. So,
think so.
sorry we're cutting it a little bit short, but I got to get out of the shop sometime. So, yeah.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, so again, check out some of our other great videos. I'm going to try to get another video to drop Monday night. I think that's going to be our new night for long format videos. Just depends on how the class this weekend goes. We have our class schedule written. It's just not up yet. So probably while I'm in Australia, we might drop that. If you're on the newsletter, you'll get the announcement that all the dates are live, so you get first shot at that. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah, sounds good. Everyone's saying thanks. So.
Yeah, thanks again for checking this out. I greatly appreciate all the continued support. And if not on Monday, we will see you next Thursday, live and dirty at 5:30.
Yep.
See
All
you
right,
guys.
bye guys.